G'day guys, Master here, just off for a morning walk in the Berowra Valley Regional Park. Heading off to Blackash campsite, which is just this side of Crosslands. Starting off down Galston Gorge. Fairly easy walk this morning. A couple of ups and downs, but nothing too long. So look at some of the work that the track maintenance guys do. Look at these stairs. Fantastic. There's a little bit of variety along the track, but look, most of it's either down in the ferns when you're down in the valley, or when you're further up on the sides of the ridge. It's kind of like this, a bit sandy. You can see the different trees, but I will be sure to turn the camera on and show you a couple of the highlights. Interesting little section. Just walking sheer rock mass. Still about midway up the valley, and probably almost halfway towards Blackash campsite, where we'll have a rest, put a brew on, set some gear up. They sure do make it easy for you. Chopper! There's a campsite noted before we drop down into the valley on a couple of maps, but you'd be doing it tough to get a tent in there, so all the better for us hammockers. Alright, well here we are at the fenced off section that I was talking about, and it's just shows you a bit of the valley. We come from that direction. Don't know if you can hear the water down there, but there's a creek running through there. Alright, we're at the campsite that I was talking about that hasn't got any soil, so there's a few trees. That's all we need. and we're dropping back down into the valley. So we go down fairly steep little sections. We're going to go down here, and then we'll head along the valley, up and around the corner there. Hey, this is new. This rock broke in the last 2 weeks. That used to be one rock. Wow. Anyway, this continues down to the bottom, and we'll check out what we get when we hit the bottom. Right, well, we've come down that section, and now we're pretty much down by the water. See the fairly deep pool behind us there, and you can really tell the difference just from coming down those it's probably only 100 metres in elevation. Just the difference in here. You're back into the ferns and the black boys plants that we've got here, and obviously the bird life's really come out. And we're about halfway to Blackash. So we'll crack on and hit the trail. Alright, so here we are right by the water's edge. Last little section to come down. It's got some nice little pegs in the rock there for us to get down on. And you can really feel the humidity down here. I'm very surprised if it rains soon. Pretty much straight along the water now to Blackash. Pretty much the same sort of scenery that we've got now. Just as we come into Blackash, it's a really nice gallery of ferns that we'll check out. It's fairly high tide at the moment, so the water should be, there's a little creek just beside Blackash that the water could be part of. Alright, we'll come back to you at Blackash. Blackash campsite's just over here. I believe it's called Blackash because just about all of the ground here is covered in really dark, sooty soil. And on really high tides, this little creek up here, which flows down onto the Berowra Creek that we've been walking along, the water can come up here. Not today though. I'm going to set up the hammock and get a cup of coffee or something on the go, I think. This was the first campsite that I ever went hammocking in almost 12 months ago, and there's these two trees that I slung my original hammock up in. It was just a cheapie from overseas, purchased on eBay. You can see this mark here. Oh yeah, down through here. That would have been from the original here, from the original webbing that I had. Yeah, that one. Can you see that? So some 12 months ago, and we've still got some scarring on the trees. And look, that was using 1-inch webbing. But I was just using the wrong technique in stringing the hammock up. Had a lot of stretch in it, and I wasn't, using the good quality strapping, and so you needed to string it tight so that you could get any sort of, so you weren't on the floor. But it's 12 months on, and you can still see the marks. Lots of wood around, wood around. Did I say wood around? Lots of wood around to make a raging fire out of. Speaking of raging fires, we'll be having a cup of coffee from the Blackbird in a minute. Just going for a little bit of a walk outside of the Blackash campsite, back to the track that we came in on. Have a look at the river. Creek. That's where we came from. And down that way is Crosslands Reserve, about 10-15 minute walk. And here's the water just here. So it's a good spot, even if you wanted to, canoe in from Berowra waters. The tide fluctuations are quite high. You may or may not have seen the video that I posted on the walk that we did from Berowra waters down to Blackash for an overnight of that first hang that I did. And where you'll see, I think it's at the end of the first video, it's a 2-part series, that one. We were cleaning up after dinner, and we were standing probably out about there where the top of the mug is there on the sand. This is fairly shallow, probably no more than a foot or two. So you can definitely canoe up to this spot. And explore further up.